Hey guys, Chris Sajnog, author of Navy SEAL Shooting. It goes on sale August 31st, but you can pre-order it right now on Amazon. So make sure you go do that. Well, today I'm going to teach you why it is for experienced shooters that sometimes it's harder for you guys to get better and learn new things and perfect your skills. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so if you're an experienced shooter, you may have noticed that you might have got to kind of a plateau, or you're trying to really get better and hone your skills, and you're finding it a lot harder to do so. And there's some reasons why. There's three of them that I want to go over, and I think if you concentrate on them, it's really going to help make you a better shooter. So the first one, if you've read any of my stuff, you know, is cognitive dissonance. And what that is it's your mind's natural kind of ability or desire to fight against anything new. So let's say that your dad taught you how to shoot, and you love your dad or your grandpa or whoever it was, and you've been training and learning to shoot this one way. And then, somebody comes along and shows you a different way to shoot. And what cognitive dissonance is that's your mind naturally fighting against that and just telling you that it's not going to work. So you need to fight against that kind of bias that your mind has to any new information so you can improve. The next thing that comes into play is when you learn a skill, such as shooting, what you're doing is you're taking all the individual parts of shooting, such as your stance and your grip and your trigger control and focusing on the front sight, all the different parts, and you're moving them from conscious thought into your subconscious thought. So when you are shooting, the more things you move into your subconscious, the easier it is for you to shoot. Now, if any of those things are not perfect, and let's take your grip for instance. So let's say you weren't gripping the gun, perfect for you, but you've ingrained it into your subconscious thought. Well, then you learn a different way to grip the gun, and although it's better, you are going to have to now consciously think about how you grip the gun to be able to use that. And when you do that, that takes extra effort, and that shooting now feels cumbersome. It doesn't feel right. You used to shoot so well, and you could start shooting, and you very well may start shooting even worse using this new grip, even though the grip is better. So don't give up on learning new things. You are going to go through a point or a phase where you're going to have a little dip and you're not going to be shooting as well. But you've got to fight through that, instill, for instance, that grip into your subconscious, and once you do, you'll be not just back up to where you were, but you'll now be able to exceed where you were because you're using better technique. So that's the second reason. So we've got cognitive dissonance, and then we've got moving things from our subconscious back into our conscious thought to be able to improve them. The third one is, it's really pretty obvious, and we may not want to admit it, but it's being a new guy again. It's when you take something new and I say, hey, try this out. It's hard for anybody. It's hard for me sometimes for people to say, hey, Chris, I know you have been shooting for a while, but you could do this technique a little better. So you kind of have to take a step back and not be so have so much pride to say, you know what, let me try that out. Being a new guy in the teams was not fun, so I don't ever want to go back and do that again. But being a new guy is often the only way to get better at things. So don't be afraid to take a step back to move forward in any of your training. Remember those three tips. Fight against cognitive dissonance. Remember that when you learn something new, you could very well have a dip and not shoot as well, but you'll come out the other end better. And then don't be afraid of being the new guy. So remember those things. If you're an experienced shooter and you're having problems getting better, if you work on those three things, you will get better. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you leave them below in the comments area. And until next time, keep paving your path to perfection.